Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
True Digital Media Consulting. You're online right now and so are your customers, but marketing has to be a consistent journey. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your online ads, organic growth, and so much more. Contact us today at 832-934-4436 or visit our website at truedigitalmediaconsulting.com.
The Unretreat. Are you still thinking that you can be Superwoman without any self-care? Do you feel guilty when your calendar is open and free? Ladies, self-care is not selfish. You have the power to give yourself what you need. Join the Maven Squad October 13th and 14th in Galveston, Texas for the Unretreat and give yourself permission to unwind, unplug, and unbam. The Unretreat is just what your mind, body, and spirit needs to be recharged and refilled. Get the details about this all-inclusive event at myrashaw.com/events and give yourself the gift of you.
Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
What's up, peeps, and welcome to Startup Masters. That's right, the illest podcast where you are, if you're thinking about starting a business or you have a business and perhaps those initiatives, your campaigns, your Facebook ads, your marketing has grown a bit boring to you, you came to the right place. Because we have the livest guests, the dopest content, and I'm telling you, you're going to have fun while you learn. Right here on the Sphere. I'm Kalia Guillory, your host, also known as KG. You can follow me across all social media platforms. And the easiest way to get there is through the website, kogpassion.com. That's to follow me on the gram, LinkedIn, the book, as well as my YouTubers at KOG Speaks. G.
What up, though?
What's up?
You know what it is. What's up, folks? Welcome back to Startup Masters. I'm your co-host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, snappity chatting at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. And we're right back in the place to be, folks. You know what we do here. It's about the entrepreneurship. That ship that's making sure everybody's rising, man. We're around this table looking for the triple win. Not just our business, not just our partners, but also the consumers and the customers. And we're talking about the strategies, the ins and outs to ensure great success when it comes to your business viability. And that's what we do, am I right?
I mean, that's how we get down. I mean,
Just had to drop it had to drop it one time.
I mean, it was
took it straight back to the wire.
It was real shit.
Hey, I want to keep it PG. I want to have to hit that explicit on iTunes. I want to have to do that. So you just have to elongate that thing.
You just did it for the culture.
I just did it for the culture. I'm in one of those moods.
I mean, I can tell.
I'm in one of those
moods. It makes
moods.
sense for you to do it for the culture. You know why?
Why not?
Because our guest today, he is doing it.
Talk about it.
For the culture.
Oh, my.
He is DJing for the culture.
For the culture.
But the cool part about it is this, brother. We met, I don't know, a decade ago, perhaps.
How about that?
And we were both wearing suits.
Come on.
He's still wearing his suit.
Come on, corporates.
VP at a Fortune 5, I just might throw out there. But in his spare time, he realized that I can turn this hobby, this passion project,
Talk about it.
and I can also do it for the culture.
Man.
So that I can inspire through my mixes.
Revenue
I can
generation.
inspire through my beats. And
I'm
I
here
can
for it.
do it for the community.
Come on.
I mean, I can't wait to hear this business model. I can't wait to hear the plan, and I just can't wait anymore. Can we go ahead and bring this fella
Let's
in?
bring this man in.
My buddy, my friend for a lifetime, Mr. Jeremiah Harrison, also known as DJ Mav. Pew, pew, pew.
What up, Mav?
What's going on,
Nothing much,
ladies and gentlemen? I can't. These sound effects are just so amazing.
So we do.
I have to take it in personally.
Yes.
And I love the rhyming. I love the
Sometimes
rhyming.
it happens. Bars.
Hard.
Hard. They just happen sometimes.
I mean, sometimes we go 8.
What we do.
Ish.
Hey, come on. I think I'm on boom back.
Yeah.
It's a Tuesday, not a Thursday. I get caught up.
Might let you get that freestyle in.
I appreciate that.
Ooh.
Drop a beat on us, Magic Mike.
Hey.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. You don't even know where you're at. Like,
You ain't ready.
It's crazy right here.
Not ready.
It's
I
crazy
wasn't
right here.
ready.
But what we like to do, though, is talk about that journey. We have a lot of fun, but the business is so important because that journey, what you've been through with clientele, what you've been through building a successful business is what a lot of entrepreneurs need to hear, know, and learn about simply because they are along that same journey making some of those same mistakes. And it's sharing those things. It's paying it forward that separates those who are willing to give back to the community and making sure everybody rises versus those who are more closed-minded. And we like to have those open people at this table and people that want to share that journey. You ready to do this with us?
Yes, sir.
So, for those that are tuned in right now, remember, Facebook Livers, we're only live for the first 15, 20 minutes. So you're only going to get a little bit of the show. So make sure you drop any questions you have. Anything you want to know, Kamisha, we see you in the building. Anything you want, make sure you drop it now Facebook Live or later if you don't watch it live. That way we can still answer those questions right there in Facebook. But DJ Mav, step outside with me. Let's hop in this DeLorean. Let's hit 88 miles an hour. We're going back into time.
Okay.
Take us back to that moment in your life when you said, you know what? I want to rock out on these 1s and 2s. What was going on in your life when you brought this DJ business to the surface?
Well, it started a long time ago. If I really were to think about it, music has always been something that I love, and it's always been in my house. So I've always listened to it, all different genres, types. So I used to play around with my dad's record collection, and like most young people did, I thought I could scratch on his records,
How many-
and just.
You ain't do it after that last
the L.
second.
I never did it when he was there.
Ah.
course
I
not.
did it. It's my brother and I. We did it when they were at work. So, but I learned about the different types of music that were out there. Most, I had like what people would say is an old soul. So, I like a lot of funk and a lot of soul music and all those different. I knew that music at a young age. I can remember like cleaning up to Aretha Franklin, God rest her soul.
Indeed.
So,
Yeah.
whenever she passed away, I was like, man, I used to listen to this every single week.
Wow.
So just that kind of music. And then it got into the manipulation point. My mom bought me all kinds of musical instruments. God, thank her for investing in me and
Sure.
taking that time. But, I played around electric drum set. I had a guitar that never worked out. I had this, I don't know if you all remember, but it was like a recorder that had a microphone in it, and it had these sound effects sort of similar to what Khalil likes to do with those pyrms and
I remember that,
And it
like
has
almost like a Casio.
it was like a 4-track sort of, but it was for kids. So
Okay.
I had that thing. So I started playing with it. And then eventually I just kind of worked my way into manipulating music. I had a real good friend of mine, Raven Charles, who out in North Shore, who was a DJ in the neighborhood, and he was gracious enough to let me actually play with his equipment and mess around. But he was always so particular about, I don't touch it like that, Be careful on this. And I'm like, man, look, I got tired of that, so I bought my own. That's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to invest in this. I like it. And I started doing it for myself.
What
So
age was this?
I was 15, 16, something
Yeah.
like that. So I was young. I've been doing this for a long time. Just for y'all, if you don't recall, I've been doing it for a while. So basically, once I finally got my own equipment, that's when I was able to practice and learn and make mistakes. And my mom, again,
The essence of learning.
bless her for
Making mistakes.
listening to me.
That was a nugget.
Come on.
I hope
Come
you
on.
got it.
Come on. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Unleash the beast.
Stop borrowing other people's equipment
Come on.
and purchase your own so you can practice and make mistakes and grow.
Yeah. And it's something about ownership.
Ownership.
Of what you have. When you've got it for yourself, and when you've invested your own hard-earned dollars into something, you're likely to be more invested internally into that thing,
Right.
that process, whatever that is, versus simply borrowing somebody else's. Got to do that, man.
No, I totally agree. Anybody that ever comes to me talking about DJing, or I want to be a DJ, you get that a lot these days. Everybody wants to DJ. First thing I ask you is, what have you bought? You bought anything? If you haven't bought anything,
You're
I
not
don't
serious.
believe you.
Yeah.
So, because you're not supposed to come to my house and play on mine.
Yeah, my stuff.
Right.
I go
You know,
do what.
So now, if you have your own equipment and you want to come and work on some stuff, that's different, because you're gonna go take those skills back and apply them so that you can be better. But it all started with a passion for, like you all said, the culture, the music, the everything. I'm just a big fan of Crush Grooving and things like that.
Nice.
All those. The true DJ culture is, I kind of just immersed myself in. A huge fan of DJ's Crew. That's kind of how I came into the game, listening to those tapes. A lot of people think that it's just slowed down music, but if you actually listen to what he did, there's a lot of art inside of it.
Very much
He
so.
wasn't just slowing it down. He was mixing. He was bringing it back. He was chopping it up. He was creating masterpieces in my mind. So,
Totally.
that was kind of like being a native Houstonian that really sparked my interest to get into it, and I just kind of took it from a naive 15-year-old to where we sit today.
That's what's up.
That's exactly what's up.
Now, I would say that along that path, from when you're like, okay, it's a passion, I'm purchasing my own equipment. Talk about that first DJ gig. Talk about when you first said, okay, somebody has somehow decided to have faith in me to
They
come
paid
out
me.
and do something.
So someone wants to pay me
That first gig.
for what I'm doing in my bedroom. Someone wants to pay me. It's ironic because, like I said, I roll with a crew, being younger. So it's Raven, aka DJ Real, myself, and my cousin JR. We called ourselves a 3-man clique back, and we're still call ourselves that to this day. So what happened is, prior to me doing my own gig, I used to run with DJ Real and do parties with him. So he would be on the ones and twos, and I was kind of like aka hype man, make sure I had the latest music too. So had to be up on that. But then once I got my own equipment, my cousin acted as my pseudo manager and went out, and he was working with this group of older individuals. These people probably had 20, 25 years on me.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey man, I got you a wedding. I was like, you got me a what?
A
Boy
wedding.
got bookings.
16, 17
I was probably like 17, 18 at that point. And I was like, hey man.
at a wedding.
Yeah, so he got
Wow.
me a wedding. No matter of fact, I was 17 because I was still in high school. Yeah, so he got me a wedding, and I was like, well, what is it? Who is it? He was like, don't worry about it. Just do what you normally do. I was like, what? Again, so, him having faith in me enough to say, I know you know your music, just go do these people's weddings. And I did the wedding, on some very subpar equipment, but it was good enough. It was like some house speakers, it was enough to get by.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening is that this group of friends that attended this wedding enjoyed that so much that I went on to get probably, I don't know, somewhere between 20, 25 parties from just that.
Come on, spin off.
Just that group.
Come on, spin off.
So I want to put a pin right there because I want to make sure everybody's paying attention right now. For those that are listening to this in your car, you're listening on SoundCloud, or you're watching this at home via iTunes video or YouTube. Sometimes it's that initial placement, that first foot out there into that business environment. Not only does it sow seeds for later growth, but it also does something special inside of yourself. Mav, talk about how internally that first show, getting that first one done, how did that make you feel?
Oh, it was great because I got paid, first of all, and then just enough, it was fun. That's the number one reason I tell folks all the time, especially if you're going into entrepreneurship, do something that you love to do so it doesn't feel like work, because you're going to have to work longer and harder for yourself than you ever will
Oh,
for
yes, you
anyone
will.
else. So
Yeah.
if you don't enjoy that, God bless you.
God bless you.
If you enjoy it, it's a labor of love. So,
Yeah.
you know, the fact that I got to go out and do this gig and they enjoyed it, the wedding was a success, enough so that the people that were there felt confident to bring me to their homes so I can entertain their friends, which can my whole business model is referral.
Yeah.
I don't do anything for the most part outside of referrals, and it's been a great thing for me because everyone who I've interacted with understands what they're getting. Someone has already said, this is the product.
Yeah.
You'll like it.
That's called marketing.
It's marketing.
That's marketing 101.
101.
When your product speaks for itself. Come on.
But you know what's even more, we can just rewind the tape back just a little bit on this. It started with mom purchasing these instruments at a very early age.
Sure.
And I wonder like how many parents out there are hindering what's naturally in their kids because it's not what society thinks it should be. And then the second one,
legacy thing.
that legacy thing really kicks in. And then number 2 was your tribe. Your cousin, who also served as your manager,
Pseudo.
pseudo. I mean, we ain't gonna do that. Don't look at you a gig. I'm gonna call him your manager.
The question is, did he get his 30?
I mean, did he get his 20, 25? I mean, we're being messy. We're being messy. I'm going back.
And we still working.
But you know what's dope about that is that you didn't go out and market yourself. You had somebody in your tribe doing it for you. You didn't go out and have to send a million emails and send sample mixes and say, hey, I'm doing this. But I think the point in this entrepreneur journey, sometimes the hustle is there, but we don't really have to hustle. If we are surrounding ourselves with the right tribe, they will pour into us versus it being always the other way around. They will pour life and not suck it out.
Exactly.
And give us some gigs.
And just to piggyback on that, my mom bought my first turntable. I bought one, she bought the other one.
Nice.
So, and that's,
That was some incentive.
It was,
Yeah.
I begged and I begged. You know,
She met you halfway where it was. I definitely agree to that. But once again, the product markets for itself, and that's the beauty of it. Speaking of marketing, this particular portion of the show is sponsored by True Digital Media Consulting. So, are you online right now? Because your customers definitely are. The question is, though, how do you actively reach them? Marketing has to be a consistent journey, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. True Digital Media Consulting can help with website development, online ads, your business reputation, and organic growth on search engines. Give them a call today to discuss your customized strategy for your business at 832-934-4436 or send them an email over to info@truedigitalmediaconsulting.com. Mention a Sphere to receive a free 30-minute strategy consultation. So definitely make sure you have a good conversation with those people over at True Digital Media Consulting. And while we're here, Facebook Livers, hey, we love y'all. We support y'all. Thank y'all so much. But remember, we only go live for the first 15, 20 minutes, so you've got to go subscribe. So head over to sphere.tv/Startup Masters. We've got a couple of options for you. You can find us right there on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. We're even in your kitchen on Amazon Alexa. Just let her know that you want to listen to Startup Masters on the audio side. And of course, share it out with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Share it with your loved ones. Share it with your haters. Share it with anyone you know that needs more information surrounding building that great business. And of course, give us that constructive criticism. We want to know how we're doing. We want to know if we're building a great show that sows back into you. So hit those stars, hit those thumbs up, those thumbs down. We'll take it all. And last but not least, if you truly love what we're doing, sow a seed. Go into the spirit.tv/donate. We got a couple of options. You can donate one time right on the website, or you can come kick it with us via Patreon and be a subscription-based donator. And we're going to get some exclusive content and goodies that's just for you. So, show's not over, folks, but remember, you've got to go subscribe right here at the Sphere. So, let's keep this party rolling. We need like some buzz.
Hey.
You went that way, he went
that was my cleanup music.
Yeah,
that was in Anita.
Yeah.
Okay. My
It's
bad.
heat wave, by the way.
So, you've been through these. You've been through the trials and tribulations. Let's talk about today. when someone books DJ Mav,
Okay.
what are they getting? What's the experience like? What's happening?
I'm getting a full service turnkey party DJ for the most part. I think for me, I like to have fun, so I'm very particular about the gigs I take. I don't take every single gig that comes my way because it doesn't always fit me. I think you have to have the right match for the client.
So, like it could be over.
Yeah.
I could just go ahead and tell y'all
For
goodbye.
those that are listening, that was a gym. We'll bring it back in a second.
So what I try to offer clients, no matter whether that's a Fortune 500 company, a nonprofit charity, or a club, or an individual, is something that they can understand. You have a professional that's coming in that understands all the aspects of your party, but also knows the music and is a real DJ. Don't just push buttons or do anything corny. Actually knows how to mix and scratch. That wants to have as much fun as you want to with your guests. So that's kind of what I've offered over the years, and it's grown to be a lot more encompassing than it was in the past with my house speakers at that wedding. But it looks a little different today. Yeah. But the essence is still the same.
And if I could just throw something else out there for me, because I feel like I've booked you, I don't know, half a dozen times at this point. Yeah. For me, it's a white glove experience that is consistent. I think whenever we're doing business with people that we know or people that we don't know, we get a referral. Sometimes it can be inconsistent.
True.
And I think that's very important for us as entrepreneurs to understand, is that our business model at the end of the day, it's got to be customer centric, and we got to make sure that it's a consistent experience.
Right. No, I totally agree. Consistency is everything. I have clients that I've had for years upon years, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus years, just based on the fact that they know that I understand what their vision looks like for the events that they throw on an annual basis. Mm-hmm. They know that I care as much about the audience and the guests that they invite out as they do. So it's not necessarily that I'm being hired or booked. It's like I'm a partner inside of the whole event or the project. And we were able to share information about what's going to make this event better, or, what do I think about anything from the production side all the way to how we're going to program the night. So.
Sure. And that speaks back to ownership. As we talked about, even at the very entry level situation, right? That person says, I want to get into this particular business. You ask the question when it comes to DJing, well, what have you bought, right? Where's the ownership? What have you sown into? And as you speak about now, and I think that's something that's pivotal for a lot of business owners, you are partnering with the people that you're doing business with. You're not just providing a service or a product, but if you're looking at it from a partnership perspective, now, as KG just mentioned, you're more invested in the idea of delivering this white glove experience, of delivering something that feels more turnkey, regardless of what they paid for, because you're invested into it. That ownership is there, and that's something that any client, we're obviously all clients of someone's services.
Right.
Any client, we're going to be attracted to something like that from somebody who's providing a service for us. Right. We want to be handheld at times, and we want to feel like they have that same care that we do, and that's not often seen.
It's not.
And unfortunately, in the entertainment business, you have some really great artists who are not really great business people. So
speak on it, please.
What ends up happening is, they're really passionate about the art, they're getting that done, but they don't necessarily. They're not as responsive as we may need them to be. They may not be as punctual as they need to be, and the basics of business. I guess, coming from a corporate background and having both sides makes me understand that the business is just as important as the art. So when you can deliver on both sides, it's going to allow you to have a client that the regular artist, DJ, or company is not going to be able to get because they can't deliver.
Gems.
Can't deliver.
There's so many places I want to go with this, but I think that the biggest piece is just the delivery of it, right? And like you touched on business and contracts and making sure that everything is consistent and making the ease of doing business extremely easy with your partners, right? But you've got and I don't say 1 foot in corporate and 1 foot in DJing, because it's legit 2 feet in corporate and then you got 2 feet in DJing, because I'm willing to bet you're putting 100% in both places. It's not 50-50.
Right.
But what are you doing for downtime? Like, how are you protecting this creative space so you can go in and mix some dope mixes that people haven't heard before? How are you keeping this head on straight?
Let me be honest. I don't do a real good job of that. I probably did a better job of that when I was not a father and husband as well, because you have more time to yourself. Mm-hmm. But God bless my wife, and I love her to death, because she does give me space to be able to go. And if I have like a wild hair or an idea or an itch, I keep my turntable set up so I can walk in at any moment and go lay something down if that's what's on my mind. So from a creative standpoint, I still practice. Even after, this is what, 20 plus years or whatever the case may be, I still practice. I practice today. So I touch them. If they're there in front, it's like Chris Rock said on New Jack City, it's calling me. It's like if they just sitting there, it's calling me. I still love to do it.
Ooh, so 20 years later,
still practicing. We call that professional development, continued education.
And I love being around other creatives. Like, I love being around other DJs that take it as seriously as I do. And know that, like, back to the culture, like we were speaking about in the beginning, that fuels me. That's inspiration to be around those guys and hear what they're doing. Like, yeah, that's dope. I should probably start thinking a little bit different about how maybe I'm doing something, or maybe practice on some different cuts or some blends, or go to a show. I just saw Biz was in town. I was able to do his ride. I rent out equipment too, so that's the other side of the business. We can get into that if you want to. But so just seeing how he does things. Kid Capri was here, seeing how he does things. Jazzy Jeff was here. Just listen to all these legends in the game and how they go about their business and creatively, and I get to work with them on the business side too, because I'm executing their rider. So, it's kind of like the best of both worlds. But, if you go back to the original question of what I do for downtime, is basically I just try to, as much as possible, get away. If I can find some time just to get away with my family and just not think about any of that stuff, then it recharges me to be able to go back and give everything, though, that 100% on both sides.
That unplugging is so necessary.
Yeah, can't pour from an empty cup.
You cannot pour from an empty cup. But and then you also might be able to plug into and recharge through the vibe of your tribe.
Yeah.
Because you talked about you're learning from them. You in the beginning of this conversation, you talked about your manager who is the person who got you that first gig. I mean, that's so important. I think we forget this sometimes, ain't all right? Like that relationship currency that's around us. Like, if you're the smartest person sitting at the table, it's time for you to get up, pack your bag, and go. Go find a table where you're insecure at, the one that you're vulnerable at, because that's the only way we're gonna learn.
True, very true.
You head on a nail. Okay, you did that.
I'm gonna ask you, like, what you got, G? What you got?
Ding. I have nothing. I will ding you. That's it. I ding you.
Speaking of learning, sometimes we just need to get out of our environment and go and learn from other people. And what I'm getting at is, I want to ask you a question. Are you consumed with guilt when you take time to slow down or even do nothing? Somehow we've equated busyness to being productive. Don't fall for it, y'all. Don't fall for it. You can have freedom when indulging in self-care. You deserve to honor yourself with what you need. You too can join the Maven team October 13th through the 14th in Galveston, Texas for an all-inclusive unretreat, and give yourself permission to unwind, unplug, and unbam. The untreat will be filled with ways for you to get recharged in your mind, body, and soul. So secure your seat today at miarashaw.com/events and get yourself the gift of you.
Love that. Shout out to Myra Shaw, man.
One time for the
something and unbam.
Unbam. I was like, when I got to it, I was like, unbam. Yes, ma'am.
Let's do it. Shout out to Myra. She out there doing it at the Maven Academy. Myra is a G, so love working with her. Make sure, ladies, y'all sign up for that because that's gonna be a dope event out here in Galveston. So, speaking of, you've talked about what you do to unwind, what you do to continue to stay in that creative zone. But let's migrate, because I know that there's a vision that happens sometimes. You know, you don't want to think about business, but the business sorts to think about you a little bit, and it creeps back in.
True.
When that happens and you're thinking about the future, talk a little bit about where you see DJ Mav, and it sounds like you've got some other modules that we'd like to talk about as well, where you see yourself in the 5, 10, 20-year frame from where you are today.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, just thinking that far down the road, but I just go back to the evolution of the whole company itself. You know, it started out, I was just DJing, just looking for gigs, and, you know, okay, play. I'm gonna go play. That's pretty much was the juxtap of that, and making mixes. You know, back when mixtapes were hotter than they currently are. But you know, people still like a good mix. But you know, there was a time when mixtapes were burning up the streets. Everybody wanted a mixtape.
That's it.
So I was heavy into that when that was part of my model. But then things have shifted now. If I were to look, you know, 5, 10 years out, I'm thinking more. Still want to DJ and do the gigs that fill me creatively, but really have been getting deeper into event production here over the last, probably the last 3 to 4 years. Because I don't care how good of a DJ you are, your mixes could be fire, you know, you could be destroying crowds, but if it doesn't sound good, nobody hears it.
Come on.
So what difference does it make? If it doesn't look, you know, if the vibe isn't right, you know, we have these nice red curtains and all this great vibe that you guys have created in the studio. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
That's production, you know. So going into event production is something I like to do more of, creating more types of events for people to attend that are DJ centric, that I think are good for the culture and good for education for novices into the culture.
Nice.
To see what a DJ actually does, and not just somebody out there pushing some buttons and whatever, but a real crowd controller, a real music mixing individual, someone who does something where you're like, wow, that was amazing. Like, you know, and I think it's up to us as DJs to bring that to the forefront, because the average listener, as my wife tells me, would not know what you're doing, you know, or how it's seen. And so you got to put it on the proper platform for people to appreciate it. So that's what I would like to see happen in the next 5 to 10 years. So just heavier into the production side, all the way from sound and lights to and then also to bring in more types of events to Houston for people to enjoy.
And you're talking full, you know, DMX lighting, LED stuff, the full mantra.
Full everything.
Okay.
All of that. I love it. I love when I walk into a party and I'm like, man, this sounds good in here.
Yes.
like this sounds amazing. It's just like even when I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I hate podcasts that don't sound good.
Yeah, you unsubscribe to them.
Yeah.
I mean, because I can't listen to this anymore.
Mike.
I can't do this. And you know the thing is, because now, like, listening to y'all, like,
Omni?
right, like, I'm out.
Cordioid?
I mean, I had to quit
and
going.
see, I understand what you're speaking about when you mention these types of mics, so it's all good.
Even going out listening to live music, it's got to be a different experience.
It is. The better the production, the better the show.
Very true.
You know, I've been to shows at the arena, and I was like, oh, what are they doing? You know, and then I've been to festivals out in like what is it, Sawyer Yards. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. You know, so that's kind of where I see it going. And I've been fortunate enough to been able to have done gigs with other companies who done the actual production on, just to see production at another level. You know, most DJs don't really deal with production. They just come plug and play. But if you ask any one of my peers that know me, they know, oh, you know, Mav's he's a tech guy. He knows, you know, how to set all the equipment up, the latest of what's going on. But yeah, hey, he can also, you know, scratch and cut too, man. So, but that's what makes it easier for me to do the riders, because I know both sides of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you provide more of a turnkey experience.
Right.
Once again, going back to a better business model.
Right.
Very similar to what Apple does. They provide a turnkey experience from the software to hardware. They touch every aspect of your devices, and they keep a closed ecosystem so you don't want to leave because the experience is so great.
Right.
You provide a very similar experience.
I mean, that's it. I mean, it's supply and demand. They
I'm
figured
Apple.
out. You're you want to coin that on a Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm Apple.
Steve Jobs. I'm Walt Disney. Get on his Kanye.
Right.
Now, you mentioned something. And I normally don't go back, but you
Please,
mentioned
I hope
something.
you go back to it.
Well, no, it's probably something. I'm on the tech side.
Oh,
because you mentioned
oh.
something about these plug and play DJs and these push button DJs. Talk about, just for a quick second, talk about the time you invest in preparing for a party or event where you've got to go through music and decide, okay, this is what I want to play. This is the vibe I'm trying to achieve.
I'm so glad you brought that up because a lot of clients don't understand the time that's put into being a good DJ or the time that's put into your individual event, especially like weddings and things of that nature. I'm more of an event guy. I'll do weddings only on referral. But, you know, it's a perpetual process. You can ask my wife. She's like, you're always organizing your music. You're always organizing. Because it's like a good garden. You have to prune it. You have to put things in. You have to take things out. You have to put them in the proper place. That way, when it's time to rock, you know exactly where everything is. And you can say, okay, however your DJ mind thinks, you can say, okay, I can do this, 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 and this. It's going to make sense for who's in front of me. And then I'm going to be able to curate the proper vibe that I'm looking for because my music's in the right place. It's nothing. That's why a lot of DJs, you can't play on someone else's music because you don't know where their music is.
Yeah.
You're going to be on Finder all night, and that throws you off. But if you have, the right tools and programs, I use Serato, so to organize it in the proper place and then just think about how you want to put it together, the options are limitless. I come in, I might be a blank slate till I just see how the room fills up. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what we'll do. This is some things we'll try. You have to take some risk because what you think may work may not work at all.
Very true.
So if you don't have a plan B, C, and D,
come on,
you're gonna be stuck as a DJ. So
as any business owner, you take this all about the risk reward, right? We want to minimize the amount of risk we have to take in order to maximize the amount of reward we're looking for. That risk reward is so important in business. Yeah, so important.
It's crucial. It's advantageous, actually.
Come on.
And while you are sitting there determining what's going to be your ROI with the risk that you are taking, you might not have time to advertise. But guess what? You could do it right here at The Sphere. This portion of the show is sponsored by The Sphere. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
There it is, folks. Get your ads in, man. Get your ads in. Good sir, you have you've been through a lot, and you've built something that sounds like could have a very big impact for future events, maybe future businesses that are building out full production installations. When you talk, I think about churches. I think about places like Smart Financial that built all their stuff and outsourced a lot of their build out. those are the type of things I'm thinking about, large scale things, big upgrades that are needed at certain facilities when they do need audio upgrades, whether it's analog to digital or whatever the case is from a board perspective or anything, the lighting aspect. I know we're upgrading lighting in our church. So while you're talking about what you do and what your plans are for the future, my mind is like, I see you fit here, you fit here, you fit here, you fit here. And I want to make sure that the people who are listening right now, the entrepreneurs, understand that you've got to be able to pivot with the time to ensure that your business model still moves forward and you stay available and you're bringing in the volume you need to stay relevant. So many different things that go into place to build a successful business, and you're constantly just dropping these gems surrounding DJing, but it's so much bigger than rap. So much bigger. Bigger than hip hop. But there's one big question I've got for you.
Sure.
That I like to put on the table.
Okay.
What happens if the Mac dies and stays dead and eventually just falls from memory like ashes from a burnt rag? What happens when all the LED lights and the Bluetooth speakers are eradicated? What happens when the fully organized and curated music library has been decimated, whether it's virus or just memory lapse? What happens when we take you all the way back to that initial, whether it was a Techniques or whatever that turntable was that you purchased and your mom purchased the other one? What happens when we take you all the way back to the Casio? But we leave you with the memory of everything you've been through in business, and we slide you some seed money. How would you rebuild this DJ empire that you've created this time around with the knowledge and seed money that you didn't do the first time?
Interesting question and scenario. I'm going to tell you one thing. Gary, I believe in redundancy. So, number one. So the likelihood of any of that happening, very low. But given the knowledge and skills I've acquired over the years, if all were to hit the fan and I got nothing left and I'm trying to rebuild, all I need is a pair of turntables and a computer. So if you got the money, my connects, and if they're not there, I know how to build it back. You know, it's basically, business is nothing more than relationship, in my opinion. I think you're only going to be as successful as the relationships you've been able to develop over the course of you owning your business. So I think for me, I pay a lot of attention to that. I never take a client for granted, no matter how small or how big. I hope that you would be able to interview anyone that I've ever interacted with, and like Kalia said, that interaction would be consistent, whether it was a huge event, thousands of people, or whether it was an intimate event, maybe 30 people. I treat it the same. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to be on time. I'm still going to make sure that your needs are met as a client. You know, I'm still going to make sure that we have a good time, because at the end of the day, that's what DJing is about, having a good time. When I find myself not having a good time, I need to leave, because it's not the right environment for me anymore.
Another gem.
Come on.
Another one.
Come on, man.
Another one.
In my Khaled voice.
So yeah, I'm still nice on my turntables. You can give me. I still have those turntables that were purchased.
Nice.
They still out there working. So
That's what's up.
so yeah.
I thought about bringing something in for you.
You
Let
should- you
let
shoulda
just
did
go
it.
get
Ooh,
raw.
we could have did
on
like
the
a
show.
live. Why didn't
On
we?
the show.
coulda
No,
did
I'm
it.
joking. I wasn't going to do
We
that.
coulda
Well, it did cross my mind. But I've been considering building a booth for Boom Bap, and we do a monthly DJ set for during the Facebook Live, do like a 15-minute mix.
Should.
So my mind is
Y'all should do like a live situation, like a
That's-
in-suite type of
that's coming.
experience.
Oh my God, we got something else.
Hey, I like
I mean,
it.
you know my.
Yeah.
like,
I saw it.
All right,
I
come,
saw it.
all right, come
I saw it.
on.
I got something. I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Off camera.
Yes.
I like it.
But because of what you've done, DJ Mav, because of what you've been through, because of what you've built, because of the continual gems that you just keep dropping right here on this table, we would like to officially coin you, good sir, a startup master.
Hey.
Please let the people know anywhere online where they can reach you and get in contact with you so that they can get your services.
At DJ Mav Music across all the socials. That's where I'm at. So, and then www.djmavmusic.com. So you can reach me there. That has a link to all my socials as well as email, I believe. So that's how you find me.
There
And
it
in these
is.
streets.
In these streets. Weddings are referrals only, folks.
Right.
Referrals only
Yeah.
for the
You
wedding.
know, you're going to have to
Come
ask
on, better
somebody
know
on
somebody.
social. Who know DJ Mav and did a wedding? I need a referral.
I need a referral. That's the only way I can get in on this.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
People
KG.
pay for exclusivity.
Hey, every
man.
time.
Listen.
KG, where can the good people reach you at, my dear?
Good people, you can reach me at kogpassion.com. There you can follow me across all social media platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, the Gram, even my YouTubers out there. What about you, G?
You can reach me anywhere online, folks. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, snappity chatting with the claps at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. Remember, if you got any questions about what we do here on the show, shoot us an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv, or hit us across social media platforms at the Sphere TV. Use our coveted hashtags, Startup Masters, and we will definitely get back with you. This has been another electrifying episode. Freaky. We will see you all next time. Take care, folks.
Thanks.
Peace.